In this video, we'll look at the behavior of graphs at the zeros of a polynomial function. Two things keep in mind. If a zero of a polynomial has odd multiplicity, the graph will cut through the x-axis at that x value. If a zero of a polynomial has even multiplicity, the graph will bounce off the x-axis at that x value. Let's look at an example. If we were asked to sketch f of x equals x plus 3 quantity squared times x minus 5 quantity cubed. We have zeros. We have a zero of, this is x minus negative 3. So negative 3 is our zero. And on this one, our zero is 5. So negative 3, that means that our graph is going to do something here at negative 3 and then also at 5. We have a 0 there. Now according to these rules up here, because negative 3 has an even multiplicity, that means that my graph is going to bounce off of my x-axis at this point. So I'm going to write a little b here to remind me that my graph is going to bounce here. Also, since my 5 is to an odd power, odd multiplicity, my graph is going to cut through at this point. So I'll put a little c here to remind me that it's going to cut through at this point. Then also, whenever you're sketching a graph, you want to look at your end behavior, and this one behaves like y equals, and for my end behavior, I'm going to basically ignore these numbers here, and so x to the second power times x to the third power. So my graph behaves like y equal x to the fifth power. Now, whenever our polynomial is odd, like this, we have one arm up and one arm down. So my end behavior for this graph is going to be right arm up, left arm down. So I'm going to indicate that with these arrows. The right end behavior is up. The left end behavior is heading down. And then I'm ready to sketch. Now notice that I'm not going to be worried about doing anything in between these two red X's because I don't have any zeros or anything happening in between there. So I'm just going to come in from below, negative infinity, and I have to, when I hit this 0, I have to bounce off the axis. So I'm going to hit that axis and bounce off. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is over here at this 5, at this 0. So I need to head in that direction. And when I get there, I'm going to cut through the axis and then just keep heading up. So my graph looks like this, just the general behavior. Now I want to point out that whenever we're sketching our graph and we're looking at zeros and end behavior, I'm not indicating any place on the graph where this crosses my y-axis. We know it's going to cross the y-axis, but I'm not showing any number for that point right there. I could find it by putting x equals 0 into my equation and working it. If I wanted to find that point, I could do f of 0 is 0 plus 3 squared times 0 minus 5 cubed. So 3 squared times negative 5 cubed, 9 times a negative 125. So it looks like my y value is going to be negative